Hello, everyone. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're going to talk about Breanna Stewart and her hate for Caitlyn Clark. Welcome to Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell when you do so you can get notified of our next videos. So a little history. Obviously, Caitlyn Clark did not go to Connecticut. Breanna Stewart did. She won 4 championships there, and she was 3-time Player of the Year, and she's a 2-time MVP and 2-time champion in the WNBA. And the UConn players seem to have this tight little niche going on. They stick together, and they all say how the other UConn players are great. Some call it the UConn Mafia or elitism or whatever.
I would call them the UConn Mean Girls.
Mean Girls. Okay. That's a better name.
Yeah.
So, if you didn't go to UConn, you're not as good as UConn players. Anyways, so back a couple months ago, they asked Breanna Stewart. They were talking about legacy and championships, and they were talking about, does Caitlyn Clark need to win a championship? And here's the exact wording of the question: to be one of the greats. Now I'll get into it in a second. And Breanna Stewart, of course, said no, because she didn't go to Connecticut, so she can't give the props to Caitlyn Clark. Now, if you're new to sports, like if you're new, let me just explain that most people have not put as much thought into this as I have, because I have a whole website. You can look it up. It's called ultimaterankings.com, where I rank people in sports and entertainment. And so there's different layers of this. One question you could ask somebody, or one way you could think about this is that person the GOAT? Okay, that's a question. And if you're asking that question, you would have to say, if you're answering yes, or you're thinking of that, asking that question, I think you're thinking of is that person one of the top 2 or 3 players of all time? And then there's another layer where you would say, okay, is that person one of the GOATs as opposed to the GOAT? And of course, that seems to me that opens it up to more possibilities, to more people that could be in the conversation, like 5 or 10 people. Right. All right. And then there's a question that was asked, which is, could you be considered one of the greats? Now, greats could be as many as 100 people. So it's not a GOAT. That's not a GOAT question. That's not a GOAT. So that was an easy answer for Breanna Stewart to ask. And I think Christine Brennan wrote an article about this. She goes, that was a softball question. That could be dozens or hundreds of people that Caitlyn Clark could fall under to answer that question. She goes, oh yeah, she could be considered one of the greats. She had a great career. She's 2-time Player of the Year. Mm-hmm. That was an easy answer for her to say. Yeah. And since she said no, if you look back at this in 10 years, you're going to look at the championships. Of course, it's easier for her to say because she went to University of Connecticut and she played with more future WNBA players than anyone in history. She played with 12 of the great players. She played with 12. I repeat that, 12. Wow. Caitlyn Clark played with 1, and she's not even a starter in the WNBA, and she's in her rookie season. You all know who that is. It's Kate Martin. Mm-hmm. Okay, so huge difference, first of all. So anyways, we're not going to get into all that now, but I just show you how insulting that answer is. We're 3 levels. We're in the 3rd level of asking how good somebody can be in terms of their legacy and championships, and that she didn't even qualify for that. Okay, I think you could make an argument that she is the GOAT. So that's how bad I think that answer is. Go ahead, Rob.
That's easy. Like you said, it's an easy question. You can just say, even if you don't like her, or even like if you don't like, you can just say, well, she could be one of the. She could become one of the greatest.
No, they were asking about her college career. They were asking about her college career is basically
college career. Oh, she's one of the. He's definitely the greatest. How's that?
Well, she could just say, yes, she's 2-time Player of the Year. Of course she's great. Isn't that an easy answer? You don't have to say she's the GOAT or she's one of the GOATs. It was like the easiest question in the world. That's why Christine Brennan, who's a sports writer, by the way, said it was the easiest softball question in the world. And she wrote an article about this in Diana Taurasi's comment, why they're so salty and chilly towards Caitlyn Clark. Mm-hmm. But I, had that impression before I read the article. I'm just saying someone else obviously noticed the same thing. Who's been around a long time. She's the same age as myself and Rob. In fact, age-wise, she's right in between Rob and I, because we're like 15 months apart. So I looked it up. So anyways, okay, that's what was said months ago. And she's never really said anything complimentary about Caitlyn Clark, other than the fact that she has mentioned that she has brought popularity and attendance and viewership to the league. She has mentioned that. She's mentioned that little thing, but she's really said almost nothing positive about her game. Unlike Diana Taurasi, who finally broke down, it killed her to say this, but said, what she's done is remarkable. Breanna Stewart still never said that. So they gave her a chance the other day. And again, it was a softball question. She just asked them to talk about the rookies and how they played this year and whether you're impressed with them. And all she had to say is something like, oh, yeah, Caitlyn Clark played well, and so is Angel Reese. They both played really well. That's all she had to say. That was a very easy question for her to answer. No controversy, and it would be an honest answer because Caitlyn Clark has played extremely well as of late. And this was just the other day. This was just like right before the triple-double, but it doesn't matter. She was playing really well for like 5-6 games in a row with a bunch of double-doubles and assists. And this was her answer, Rob. Obviously, you know Caitlyn, the way that she's coming in and continuing to get Indiana back where they were as far as the attendance. Notice she said attendance and not winning and stuff like that. So attendance and stuff like that implies TV ratings to me because she didn't say anything about her playing ability.
Right. Exactly.
I'll read the sentence again. The way that she's coming in and continuing to get Indiana back where they were as far as the attendance and stuff like that. You know, she has range like no other. That's it. That's all she said about her. Then she continued, but I think Angel, the way that she is constantly working hard, doing all the dirty work right now, rebounding, steals, making sure that she's all in the action in whatever way she can help the team. And then she said about Angel and Cameron Brink, she said, and then I would say Cameron Brink, it's similar, kind of just like stuffing the stat sheet, blocks, rebounds, and like letting the rest come. And they're just learning and figuring out what they can be doing on the court. Now, nothing against Cameron Brink, who's injured, but she wasn't stuffing the stat sheet like Caitlyn Clark.
She wasn't even close.
And she played well, but not great. No. And then she got injured. So she's a nice lady. I'm not going to say anything bad about her. She's not really part of this conversation, but she's not stuffing the stat sheet like Caitlyn Clark. And she wasn't. And Angel Reese, yes, she is stuffing the stat sheet in certain ways, but in other ways she's not. But who's not stuffing the stat sheet right now other than more so than Caitlyn Clark? And I can quote all sorts of things like fast. I don't believe in these stats very much, like fastest to 200 points and 50 rebounds, 50 assists. But she set all sorts of records like that. She got a triple-double the other day. She's got more assists than anyone in Indiana history as a rookie. She's going to set the record for a rookie by the end of the year. For most assists. I mean, I can go on and on about stats that she stuffed so far this year, including her rebounding, which is underrated. Go ahead, Rob. You want to say something about that?
Yeah, I mean, right there, you just mentioned one, her rebounding, which I thought. I mean, I didn't focus on that much, but now I see she's also a great rebounder, which, of course, we attribute to her getting an assist because she brings the ball down the court and then she makes some nice passes there. But yeah, stuffing the stat sheet. I mean. Or comparing that, not even mentioning anything about her stats, but she can roll off stats about Angel Reese or her rebounding, but she can't say anything about Clark. She's kind of dismisses her like, well, she's built up the attendance.
And she
like a backhanded remark. Oh.
Right. No, what's so ridiculous about this, Rob? It was the easiest way to compliment Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn Clark is the best passer in the history of women's basketball. She's the best floor general in the league right now. And she's the best point guard in the league right now. I understand Chelsea Gray is not healthy right now, but still, she'd still be in the top 2, and she's still one of the top 10 players in the league right now, as far as I can tell. Right. And all she had to say is, Caitlyn Clark's coming in the league, and she runs the team well, and she's a great passer. She didn't have to say what I just said. Right. But she couldn't even give her a compliment on her passing, Rob, and her ability to be a floor general. She couldn't even say that. That's so bizarre to me.
Yeah, it's just. She's still got that little edge towards him. I don't know. Like I said,
if she was talking about Dan Taurasi, she would say all these things, for a rookie, or because she went to Connecticut. Caitlyn Clark's 5 times the passer than Dan Taurasi.
So like I said, it's that mean girl mentality that she has still about Caitlyn, which obviously changed last game with that she just had a triple-double against your team, your the best team in the league.
Oh, you don't think Caitlyn Clark heard that comment?
Yeah, what you got to say now?
Oh, I'm sure she heard that comment. She heard all I have is range. That's basically what she heard. That's what.
All I can do is shoot
Caitlyn Clark's like Michael Jordan. That's all she heard was all I have is range. Even though she didn't say that's all she had, she said she has range and talked about the attendance. But that's what I would have heard if I was Caitlyn Clark. I would have said, really? Once you see what I do with my passing next game and how I run this offense.
Should have had 20 assists. Like I said, she should have had 20 assists.
And she had a bunch of rebounds too.
Right.
So, yeah. So I think that motivated Caitlyn Clark. I really do. And guess what? Breanna Stewart didn't play that well, and Caitlyn Clark played great, and they upset them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is that karma? I don't know. But it's obvious that she is jealous of Caitlyn Clark and doesn't like her because she's afraid that she's going to get rated as one of the greatest players of all time, or maybe the greatest players of all time, and she didn't go to Connecticut. So it's not something that's acceptable if you didn't go to Connecticut. All the Connecticut players have to be the greatest players of all time. In fact, when they asked Breanna Stewart who she thought the greatest players of all time, she said herself and Diana Taurasi, of course, two Connecticut players.
Yeah,
she ranked herself in the top 5, even though she's only halfway through her career. I thought that was rather egotistical, obviously.
Yeah.
If someone asked me and I was halfway through my career and I hadn't really established myself as one of the top 5 WN players of all time, I wouldn't have put myself in that list. She did.
Yeah.
That's me. Maybe if my career was finished, it was obvious I was in the top 5. Yeah, sure. I'd just be honest. Yeah, I should be in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she's established herself as one of the top 5 WNBA players of all time yet.
Still a ways to go.
She's a great player.
Yep, still a way to go.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's my take. I think I don't like her. I really don't. It should just, be reasonable with your answers. That's all. Don't be a hater. Stop it. That's my take, and I'm sticking to it, Rob.
All righty.
I said stop it so Rob wouldn't steal my line. That's what I'm going to do.
I know. You beat me to it. You must have been anticipating.
Rob, when I end this video, I'm going to say peace out. I'm going to steal your line.
Yeah, you're anticipating. Uh-huh.
All right. That's our take. Anyways, that's Rob's take, too. Anything else you want to say about Breanna Stewart, Rob?
Nah, she's a good player. Just get rid of the mean girl attitudes and just give people props when there's props. It's okay. It's okay to give someone a prop. It's all right. It doesn't mean they're not going to kick you out of the Connecticut clique. You'll still be in there. So
right. Yeah. Don't be so insecure about it. Mean girl. I like that, Rob. Okay. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit that notification bell when you do. If you like this video, hit the like button and let us know what you think about Breanna Stewart's 2 comments that she's made so far about Caitlyn Clark. I'm curious. Is it my perspective and just a guy like Caitlyn Clark? I don't know. I don't think so, but let me know what you think. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And guess what? Rob, live show tomorrow, which is going to be July 8th. It's every Monday, but it's going to be 6 to 8 now, 2 hours. And Rob's going to be there on Monday because everyone's asking about you, Rob.
Yeah,
and then we're going to do the Olympics from July 27th to August 10th, 2 to 5 p.m. These are all Eastern times. And that's because the Olympics prime time is in Paris is at night. So that's why we're doing it from 2 to 5. And that's when the marquee events are. So please, and we're going to do the live show for the game on Wednesday at noon on the 10th. All the games we're going to do live if we can. If I can fit into my schedule and Rob can be there, he will. All right. We'll see you in the next video.
All right. Peace out.
All right. I won't say it.